Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wrestling fans and haters of all ages, welcome to another episode of What the Hell. It is I, the SCAF Effect, and I am still joined by Rhiannon. And on today's episode, what the hell, Tessa Blanchard. Congratulations on becoming Impact Wrestling World Champion. First woman to hold the title of the company. But there's a lot that kind of came out in the open, more so during that weekend. And I've heard stories before in regards to situations that happened. You have read stories before in regards to situations that happened. So to those that said, oh, they're only saying it because it was, Tessa's big weekend. It's been out there. It's just they don't speak it as much.
Here's the issue. She put up the tweet that basically said women should support other women and work to elevate each other. Had she not put that tweet out, the storm behind it would not have occurred in that moment. It wasn't people cashing in on her weekend. It was people calling her out on her hypocrisy. And had she just not said anything, nothing would have come of it, and these girls would have probably just rolled their eyes and said, another thing handed to Tessa Blanchard. But the number of people who have come forward with stories or been like, not me, but I watched this in Japan as shows in the stateside, and is enough to believe, 15 people come forward and say, yeah, Mean Girl styled me when I was new and starting out, or when I worked for the same promotion as her. I mean, it's not uncommon in this business to not get along with other women.
Now, and we're not there. We're not in the locker room. So we just know what's said. But there's a lot of people that came out and said some things. And I hold Allison Kay and Chelsea Green high on the respect bar. So for these to be two that came out and spoke, yeah, that makes me feel like there's something to it. And when others came out and said, yes, that's me, that's mentioned in the story, there's something to it. And for someone like Keith Lee to just kind of twist it and make it a joke, well, not make it a joke, but just kind of put his own wing on it, and others go back and, joke what he said, that makes me feel like there's something to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's why we say, be good to each other. You never know what's going to come back, especially if if you are known for bullying in the back, and then you come out and say, hey, we should support each other, that's not going to look all that great, and that's where you're going to get called kind of like a hypocrite, and people are going to call you out on it.
I think a good thing to point out, I'm paraphrasing, remember the faces you step on the way up, those are the faces you're going to face on the way back down. Depending where her career goes, depending where she is a year or two from now, whether it's Impact, whether she tries to get in the WWE, whether she goes to a different company, these are the girls she's going to be facing. These are the locker rooms she's going to be walking into. And this is a business, and in business you don't want to burn bridges because you don't know when you're going to need to come crawling back through. And Allison Kay is the NWA Women's Champion. Are they going to be receptive to Tessa Blanchard if Allison is there? Chelsea's in NXT. Are they going to be receptive to her if it's known she doesn't play well in those locker rooms? Stardom and your other Japanese-based promotions, a lot of these events took place over there. Are they, A, going to be receptive to her again? And B, what type of perspective did that give them on American female wrestlers? She's a representative of Impact. Overseas, she was a representative of America and American women wrestling. If you make an ass of yourself, you make an ass out of all the female wrestlers because you're their representative over there, and that's not going to bode well. That, you know, her behavior reflects negatively on the others.
Bingo. So, with that said, I know she kind of said something after the Hard to Kill pay-per-view when she got to do a little speech. Talk about, you know, she touched on it, but Tessa, own up. Just come out and say, look, I was stupid. I did stupid stuff. I apologize. I'm going to own up to it.
A little bit of maturity goes a long way.
Even if you don't feel like you should, it's the way things go. So, I really got nothing else to add.
Treat each other with respect. You know, remember what you say. There are eyes everywhere. There are cameras everywhere. How many wrestlers have been burned by things they put on Twitter as a joke in 2007? That when their big day comes, that's what holds them back. Remember, everything you do is a reflection of you and is going to come back around someday, and you want that to be a positive reflection and not a negative reflection on you, the company of which you represent, and the people that you represent.
Right. With that said, we're going to end this episode. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. What do you think about this whole ordeal? Do you think it's just been blown out of proportion? Do you believe the others were right to start saying something in response to her tweet? How do you feel about this whole situation? We want to hear. Until then, like she said, respect one another, be good to one another, and shit like this won't happen. Alright, later days, people. Like, what's Rhiannon doing talking about weed?
The song's called The Passage to Bangkok. It's about going to Thailand to buy weed.
Hey, Rush.
In 1976, where they probably could have gone to their neighbor's house and bought it for cheaper than an airplane flight.
Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wrestling fans and haters of all ages, welcome to another episode of What the Hell. It is I, the SKF Effect, and I am still joined by special What the Hell guest host, Rhiannon.
Because I'm still stuck in this car. It's my car.
Anyway, today's topic on What the Hell. Whew. What the hell, Tessa Blanchard? So, congratulations, you are now the first woman to hold a major world title on a company, if we're not counting Lucha Underground.
Okay.
I'm just going to come out there.
Yeah.
You're not counting Lucha Underground. But,
how about we'll go with on a televised company?
It was televised.
No, I mean, first major televised company, because there are women who have held heavyweight championship belts in non-televised companies that are big across the world. So we'll go within a televised company.
But Lucha Underground was televised.
Yes, you excluded Lucha Underground. We should really practice these things in advance.
No, because this is what bloopers are made of. I said if we're not counting Lucha Underground, because they were already a televised company, and this is leaning.
No, what I meant was...
Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.